A lot of people think I'm an original IMP from 86, 87. I'm not. I didn't join until like 88, 89. And they think I'm an original because I was the youngest IMP of that time. I could probably name 5 people out of hundreds of IMPs that stood an IMP for 10 straight years like me. Maybe 5 out of hundreds. And throughout them 10 years, every time I would run it, they'd be like, man, you're still an IMP. Y'all taught me we're supposed to be in it till the day we die. What happened? We were wrong, man. Grow a family, dude. Nah, I didn't want to hear it. Nope. IMP. I was brainwashed young. A lot of stuff that I got locked up for, I just didn't snitch on people. I kept it real. There's not a human being walking that could say I ever told on them, that I ever got them locked up, or that I ever ran from them when they needed me in assistance of a fight. Certain people don't like me because I stood on principles, bottom line. I felt a void. I knew I needed some kind of spirituality. And so I started studying everything. And what pulled me away from the Bible was this. There was a Christian brother in Martin called Nitro, and he used to run around the rec yard with his cross, good, humble brother. And there was a Muslim brother there from Miami named Ali, and everybody respected him. And then Ali said something to Nitro that shook me so bad that I said, I could never be a Christian. He said, Nitro, let me ask you a question. He said, you're a good boxer. You've been fighting your whole life. He said, man, if I were to slap you in the mouth right now, what you gonna do? He said, man, I'm gonna knock you out, Ali. You know what I'm gonna do? He said, your Bible says turn the other cheek. He said, so you trying to make me believe in something that you don't even follow yourself. So when I heard that in the environment I'm in, knowing that if I let somebody slap me and turn the other cheek, my butt cheek's gonna be open. That's not happening. So I said, I'll never be a Christian. I stopped studying Christianity all around. I said, it's a weak man's religion. I'll never study it, never. I gave up on it. I started studying Islam. And a lot of people hid behind the Bible. And they'd get out and they'd go right back to drugs, claiming gangs. But as soon as that pressure comes down, because you don't have guns in prison, so you gotta be able to fight. I came out just as lost as I went in studying all these religions. I wanted to relive what I feel like was taken away from me. In 1990, I wanted to be a pro MMA fighter. Even though I was almost 40 years old, I said, man, I want to get in the cage. I want to, and Level was at the highlight of it. And I ran to one of his brothers in prison. They're like, man, you and Level, I live with Level. I'm here with you, brother. Y'all think a lot of light. You should hook up with him. I was like, I don't know, man. I said, I'm not with the gang stuff no more. He said, no, he's not with it. He's a Christian. I rolled my eyes. Yeah, everybody's a Christian these days, blah, blah, blah. I respected Level's walk in Christianity. The reason why I respected it more so from him, not only because, 2 reasons. He used to have these hats and stuff said, or walking testimony. I agree with him because I know firsthand that there was numerous assassinations on Level's life, numerous, and he survived them. And so that to me said a lot. God kept this man preserved for a reason. But the biggest thing that attracted me to Level about his Christianity was that he found Christ in society, not in jail, not in prison. I'm not saying you can't find God in there. I'm not saying that. But he found it out here, and that's so rare for somebody to turn their life around here in society without saying, okay, I'm at the end of the road, now I got to change my life. He actually did it out here in society. So when I left prison, I went to live in LA in Inglewood. And right away, I had 2 fights set up. I had one set up in New York, in Rochester, my first MMA fight. And then I was supposed to be co-main event in this promotion in Las Vegas. I lost the fight, came to Florida. When I first moved to Orlando, we called it Whackland. Orlando was a very, very, very boring spot for big city kids. When I got there this time, the kids were calling it Warlando. I was like, Warlando, what the hell? I realized, things had changed. There's a brother and sister. The sister was a so-called Crip, and these opposition gang members said, there she goes right there, and they said, that's her brother, and they jumped on both of them. And he was in the hospital. The description that was given to me was he was wired up, tubes in him. So the brother asked me, he said, man, listen, will you train my brother, man? Just give him a little confidence. How long I said, I'll stay here about a month to train your brother. And I started training him, and within a week, we must have had 20, 30 kids. I realized this was a good thing for him. There wasn't any MMA gym there. if there was, the prices that these gyms were asking were unrealistic for these kids. Either A, the parents didn't have money, or B, the parents weren't willing to invest into them. So I started spending time with these kids, 4 or 5 hours every day, training them 7 days a week, teaching them the little basics that I knew. The straight A student kid I got beat up, nobody to this day ever messed with him. I got him a fight 2 weeks later. I threw him in the ring against a kid that had like 3 years more experience. Like, come on, you gonna get your behind in there. Everybody in that school, oh, he boxes now. Da, da, da. By this MMA guy from LA. Da, 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 da. Nobody to this day ever messed with him again. My sister's like, hey, Ruben. She said, listen, stop being silly. Your old ass, 40 years old, still trying to fight. These kids need you. They need you over here. The parents are asking about you. The kids she said, they're back on the streets. Gangs, drugs. You need it here, man. Stop fighting. Let them fight for you. Come teach them what you know and let them fight. I was like, dang, man. We built a ring. It became a legendary yard, the backyard, the root camp yard. We decorated the tree with a bunch of punching bags that people were donating. You know, people would see us in social media. What do y'all need? We need gloves. I mean, we had gloves with holes in them everywhere. And we utilized equipment so good that when the gloves were no longer usable, I'd take them and nail them to the tree. And then we'd do drills with it. The kids would have to punch the different gloves that were all over the tree. Go, 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 go for 2 minutes. They would get tired from it. So we'd feed them, just whatever the parents could donate, and we'd train them. And, you know, it was just a wonderful thing. So we were that team from the backyard. By Level Martinez being, you know, a legend, by this time a legend in Miami, known for his MMA, I said, man, let me see if he'll help me out with these kids, this kid program. I actually called him up. I said, hey, listen. I said, your homeboy Nika gave me your phone number. I have a letter for you from him. I said, I just came from LA and I'm headed to your gym. I said, it shows on your website that you'll be there. He said, who is this? And I said, Ruben. And he said, who? And I said, I just got out with Nika. He said, yeah, I know you're talking about, but I said, man, old school IMP Master Splinter. He said, oh. He said, yeah, I know who you are. I said, listen, I'm gonna make it clear I ain't living like that. And I'm not coming with anybody. I'm not coming with any guns. And I hope it's likewise. He said, nah, we good, man. So I'm like, damn, I'm taking it on the edge of foreign faith. I brought like 30 kids to his gym. We slept in his gym. We trained with him in his gym. And then he started doing things in Miami called Peace in the Hood, where he'll go to some of the worst neighborhoods in Miami, Overtown, Miami Gardens, which is known as Murder Gardens, Pork and Bean Projects, Liberty City. So I'd support his Peace in the Hoods, and he'd support my root camps. And so it wasn't a spiritual thing. I wanted to help these kids. I felt it was, my sister had awakened me to the fact that it was my calling to help these kids. When I got around the One Accord brothers and the love that they showed us, I said, wow. This is love. This is the first church service I've been to in society in almost 30 years. And if this church was in Orlando, Florida, I'd be in it. And anytime there was a shooting, they were on the streets, crying and praying for their neighbor. They weren't hiding behind the church. They said, we bring church to the streets. Jesus didn't sit in no church and hope everybody came. He went out there and got it. We get it. And I used to hear, and then Levels walking testimony. And then the truth that their minister, Alan Shepard, spoke at that time. When Alan spoke, it wasn't regular. It wasn't, I don't even know how to explain it, man. It was literally like the truth just grabbing you. It was so much fire. The spirit was in him. And I knew my time had come. And I knew I couldn't run no more. And I knew I would never understand all things. And I knew there would be, you know, things that just won't make sense to me. But like the brothers told me in New Orleans, that's where you come in with the faith. Just take it by faith, man. Let God reveal things on his time. You know, and I have no regrets, man. I'm a baby and I'm still learning. But I know since making my decisions, God has taken me to levels that it's just been real, man. I believe God is gonna use the remnants of these kids that are in these ghettos to build the body of Christ that has never, ever, ever been seen before. Because where God has taken me with this program and where he's placed me at, I could just imagine what he's gonna do for them. Because I'm growing old and my time's gotta come eventually. But what he's gonna do with some of them, I don't think has ever been seen in history before.